Dear students, please check the second column wherein the direct speech sentences are given and compare it with the reported sentences in the third column. Okay. One more point to be especially noted here is, as you observe the sentences, you may have noticed that when we changed direct speech into indirect speech, we changed the reporting verb also. Why do we change the reporting verb? It is to give the sense, the meaning of the reported sentence as such. The listener should understand whether it was a remark, whether it was a comment, whether it was an inquiry, whether it was a pleading, okay, like that, to give the correct sense and spirit of the reported sentence. We have to change the reporting verb accordingly. Okay. This period is used to discuss how we should change the questions into reported speech and also the imperative and exclamatory sentences. Okay. Now just go through the questions given in the chart. There are two types of questions: yes or no type answer type questions and WH questions. We know we have already studied these two types of questions, and so here when we transform the sentence into reported speech, the link word first. I shall tell you the link word of yes or no type questions will be if, or whether, WHETHER. Then the link word of WH questions will be the very question word: what, which, when, where, how far, like that. Question words themselves will be the link word of this question when we transform into reported speech. That's very important. In the case of imperative sentences like a request, command, order, plead, implore, beg, the link word will be to, TO. And of the exclamatory sentence, the link word will be that, THAT, that. After changing the exclamatory sentence into a statement, we use that to link the reporting sentence and the reported sentence, right? Now let us come back and read the sentences and answers and find the differences. He asks, are you going? Answer: he asks if I am going. He will ask, do you know? Answer: he will ask whether I know. He asked, does he come? He asked if he came. Asked reporting verb is in the past, so present became past. That we have already studied those changes. And go through. He asked, did he do it? Answer: he asked whether he had done it. Did, do. Change it into had done. Did plus do, did. Past perfect of did is had done. So much you have to remember. He asked, had you gone? He asked if I had gone. He asked, will you help me? He asked if I should help him. Here instead of would, we used should to suit the the first person, second person uses of will and shall in the first person and second person. Then he said to me, "Are you reading?" He asked me if I was reading. She asked me, "What are you reading?" She asked me what I was reading. Raj asked, "Where do you go now?" Raj asked where I went then. Here, these are the two types of questions we have to deal with. As I told you earlier, the link word we used is whether or if with the yes or no type questions, and what and where with the WH questions. Okay. The inverted commas were changed, the question marks were changed, and finally we put a full stop or a period, period, period. Now coming to the imperative and exclamatory sentences, just read the questions and the answers, second column and third column. Jason said, "Bring him here." Jason ordered to bring him there. Here became there. He said to me, "Please help me." He requested me to help him. HM said to us, "All must bring the hall tickets." As it is a direction, instruction, we use the imperative. In this sentence, we use the word told instead of said. HM told us that we had to bring the hall tickets because the listener himself is reporting. So you became we. Then next, the SP said fire. The SP ordered to fire. She said, "How beautiful it is." It is an exclamatory sentence. How beautiful it is. Now we change it into a statement and render into reporter speech. She wondered. Said became wondered, to keep the spirit of the reported sentence. She wondered that that was very beautiful. We said, "What a pathetic scene." We exclaimed that the scene was very pathetic. Jacob said, "Let's take rest." Let's take rest. It has two meanings. One, maybe asking for say request to get a consent, and or other may be a suggestion. In that case, situationally we have to analyze, and so we have two answers. Jacob requested to allow them to take rest. Jacob requested to let them take rest, or Jacob suggested that we or they should take rest. That depends upon the person who reports. Accordingly, see, that us may become we or they. Okay. Now, here we found here changed into there. Now became then. Like that, places and time of this nearness change into distance. Further examples are here. You may take note of. Today will become that day. Yesterday will become last day or previous day. PREVIOUS, previous day. Then tomorrow or next day will become the following day. This may become that. So, SO will become thus, THUS. Ago, AGO will become before, BEFORE. like that. Places of nearness and time of nearness will change into time and place of distance. But there is something to be noted. If the listener himself is reporting, first person will be used, because the speaker addresses the listener with the word you, and listener himself is reporting what he heard. So you will become I, because listener is reporting about himself, on himself. So it is I. You will become I. Second person you will become I or we, as we found in the example. Then adverb of time and place of nearness will become adverb of time and place of distance, naturally. But there is another exception to it. If the person reports from the very place, the same place, and at the same time, there is no need of change of time and place, because he is speaking at the very moment, he is speaking at the very place. Okay. For example, teacher asked me, why are you late today? Why are you late today? I am reporting. I heard from the teacher this question and I have to answer, and I am reporting this to my friends. So the reporting will be like this. Teacher asked me why I was late today, because he is reporting on the same day, so today will remain as today. Okay. Or today will become that day. Right. So it depends upon the time of reporting and place of reporting. Change of adverb of time of nearness in place and time will change into distance. Even then, that depends upon the time and place of reporting. That is very important. Now, you go through this class once more. Listen with these examples before you. You copy down and compare the changes made. Remember the discussions made in the 9th class and in the present class. Okay. Thank you.